My name's Martin O'Malley. I'm the governor of Maryland.
All right, so tell me about this rally tonight. How was that?
Sure, it was great. We had a tremendous crowd at Frostburg, and one of the things that we've been able to accomplish in the toughest of times has been to freeze college tuition for 4 years in a row. That wasn't something we did just to gain the applause of the college Democrats at Frostburg. That was something we did because the only way for us to be a winner in this new economy is if we make it more affordable for more families to be able to send their children to get a college education. Our country's slipped in our ranking. We used to be one of the top 2 or 3 in terms of the percentage of our people that receive a college education. Now we've slipped in just 10 years' time down to 14. We've got to turn that around because states that out-educate us will out-compete us for jobs in this new economy. And I want Maryland to be a winner. So it was a great rally, high energy, much higher energy than 4 years ago, and we hope that Election Day reflects the same.
How do you feel about early voting?
I think early voting's going well. It's still relatively new in Maryland. We're getting a much bigger turnout right now than we had in the primary, which was to be expected. But I think what you're going to see over time is that more and more Marylanders will avail themselves of the convenience of early voting.
Why is it important to make this sound in Western Maryland?
Because Western Maryland's a critically important part of our state. We're all in this together. And Lieutenant Governor Brown and I have had to make a lot of tough decisions on behalf of the people of our state. But we've done so always with a view towards what will it mean around the kitchen tables of our state, and also in a way that recognizes that we are all in this together. Every region's different, has different needs, has different strengths and weaknesses, and you have to be mindful of that when, especially when you're making the tough decisions to get our state through this miserable recession. And it looks like we're starting to come out of it, but we still have a long way to go. But Western Maryland is a critically important part of moving our state forward.
What else do you want to say to voters, early voters, or voters that have not polls on second?
Sure, what I'd like to say is that our future is always in front of us, but it requires that we make the right decisions in order to move forward and embrace the opportunities in this new economy. In past times when big economic changes have happened, whether it was the agricultural revolution or the industrial revolution, our country always came out a winner, not by putting our heads in the sand, but by actually embracing the change and by catching that wave and making these new changes something that lifts all boats and that strengthens families and it creates more opportunities. That's what we have to do now. And the key ingredient for doing that is better public education and more of our people being able to afford to send their kids to college.
And tell me about the table time. What's that all about?
The kitchen table? The kitchen table we bring all around the state. It was the symbol and really the ethic of our first campaign that in order to strengthen and grow the ranks of the upper and middle class, we needed to make the right decisions for public safety, public education, and expand opportunity. We had no idea 4 years ago we'd be heading into the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. But the focus of making every decision mindful of what it means around the kitchen tables in Maryland is how we've been making the biggest cuts in Maryland's budget in our history, while also protecting the priorities that allow us to give our kids a better shot at a better future than we've had. So we're dragging that kitchen table all over the state, and every time we stop someplace we pick up a new decal and slap it on. And hopefully we grabbed one from Frostburg before we got on the Winnebago.
And you probably got a lot because you've been traveling for how long with this campaign? You've been just about everywhere in the state, so quite a few times.
Sure. I don't know when this campaign officially started. I know I can't even remember the announcement date everywhere. We've been barnstorming with the Green Winnebago for at least the last 30 days. For the last 2 days, we were all over the Eastern Shore. We did about 10 or 12 stops. And for the next couple of days, we're going to be all over Western Maryland. Then we're going to be in Southern Maryland. And then we'll be swinging through Prince George's and Montgomery and wrapping up, hitting Howard as well. We've already hit Hartford once. We'll be wrapping up in the city of Baltimore for the final push.
How's this campaign been compared to 4 years ago?
I think every campaign's different. One of the things that's made this much different is the pain that every family and every business has had to go through in the last 3 years. And one of the questions that we often ask ourselves at election time is, are we better off now than we were 4 years ago? But that's not the right question right now, because without question, the whole country's in worse shape than it was 4 years ago. The better question, and the question I think that families are asking is, Is Maryland coming through this recession ahead of other states? Are we faring better than other states? Have we been able to protect our children's future better than other states? And the answers to all of those questions is yes. Part of the reason for that is that we've had leaders in the O'Malley Brown administration making the right decisions in the toughest of times to protect our schools, to make college more affordable rather than more expensive, to improve public safety, and to make this turn into a clean, green, innovation economy where we're actually creating more jobs than we're losing. So far this year, we've had the best year of new job creation that we've had since the year 2000. Now, it doesn't feel like that, and certainly in parts of Western Maryland, we have some of the highest unemployment that we have anywhere in our state. I wish I could speed this recovery faster. I'm not capable of that, but we are moving out and moving forward faster than virtually every other state. So far this year, we have a better rate of job creation than all but Oklahoma and the District of Columbia. We need to keep creating jobs so that we can recover all that we've lost in these last 3 years, and more importantly, so that we can achieve a better future for our kids to have than the one we've been through.
Anything else?
I think you're good.
All right, so what do you think about me doing the parade tonight?
I've never been in this particular parade. I'm looking forward to it. I brought my Ravens jacket in case it gets cold, but I know there's a lot of Steeler fans up here, so we'll see how that goes.
And what happens to the Winnebago once the campaign's over?
I don't know. I guess it gets de-wrapped.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we got the Winnebago.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right.